Hey guys, Dr. Bonanno here. Prop firms, they're great. Don't get me wrong. They've opened the door for so many traders who never would have had the capital to scale up. They give you a chance to prove yourself, to access real money, and to start treating trading like a business. That's amazing. But here's the truth. When you're operating under a system where you have to hit a certain profit target by a certain deadline, it's going to change the way that your brain interacts with the market. It creates a kind of artificial environment where instead of trading in sync with what the market is offering, you're trying to force the market to give you what you need. And that's not how markets work. Markets don't care what your timeline is. They don't care if your evaluation period ends on Friday. And they don't care how close you are to your target. But when you start thinking like, I've only got 3 days left to hit $2,000 or I fail, it creates this weird tension, a mismatch between your strategy and your psychology. Suddenly, you're no longer trading your edge, you're trading your desperation. You're pressing. You're jumping into subpar setups. You're over leveraging. And even if you do make your target, what you're reinforcing in your brain is, I perform best under pressure. That becomes a habit. And that's a problem. Pressure generates adrenaline, and adrenaline is the enemy of every trader. Long term, you don't want to be a pressure based trader. You want to be a process based trader. You want to be calm, methodical, and selective, not frantic and reactive. And when these prop firm structures push you into a mindset where the only thing that matters is the end number, it can distort your thinking. You stop asking, was this a good trade? And you start asking, did it move fast enough to help me reach my target? I'm telling you guys, that's a dangerous shift. It's subtle, but it's real. And once that shit happens, your decisions become outcome focused instead of profit focused. It's subtle, but it's real. And once that shift happens, your decisions become outcome focused instead of process focused. You start measuring your value by whether you hit the number, not whether you followed your plan. And that's exactly how traders burn out. They meet the goal, but they can't replicate it without the pressure. They pass the challenge, but then they blow the account because they were never taught how to trade like a calm, consistent professional. They were taught to sprint when trading is supposed to be a marathon. So here's the healthy way to look at it. Prop firms are a tool. They're a gateway, a stepping stone. They're not the enemy, but they can easily become a trigger for bad habits if you don't check your mindset. If you're going to work with a prop firm, fine tune your emotional game first. Learn how to sit in cash. Learn how to feel good about doing nothing. Learn how to trust your edge even when the clock is ticking. Because if you don't, the structure of the evaluation will train your nervous system to associate trading with pressure. And pressure, as we've already said, is the mother of adrenaline. And adrenaline is the enemy of good trading. So, yeah, take the shot. Use the prop firm, but don't let the countdown override your principles. The goal is to graduate from that high pressure mindset and trade with a system that doesn't care what day it is, just whether you made a smart, repeatable decision. That's where long term profitability lives. So, how do you actually train a low pressure, process first mindset? It starts with shifting your definition of success. Most traders are trained, without realizing it, to define success as winning, as making money, as hitting the number. But you want to be consistent. You got to start defining your success as following your plan. That means your job isn't to make money today. Your job is to trade well, to take high quality setups, to manage risk, to stay patient, and to stop when the work is done, even if the P&L doesn't look impressive. Because when you shift your focus away from the result and onto the process, everything changes. The pressure drops. You're not fighting the market anymore. You're flowing with it. You're not chasing, you're selecting. And here's the key: it's not just about telling yourself to focus on the process, you have to feel it. You have to feel good about following your rules, even when the outcome sucks. You have to feel proud when you skip a bad trade, even if that trade would have worked. You have to feel strong when you call it a day with zero trades because nothing met your criteria. That's the emotional rewiring that most traders skip. They keep saying, trust the process, but deep down, they're still only happy when they win. And if that's the case, your brain is still associating success with outcome, and that's going to keep feeding the pressure cycle. So you have to start rewarding yourself internally for restraint, for discipline, for patience. Think about it like going to the gym. You don't judge the workout by how much you bench on day one. You judge it by whether you showed up. Did you do the reps? Are you building something? Trading is no different. And when you stop needing the market to deliver a reward every session, you finally get your power back. Now you decide when to enter. You decide when to wait. The market's not pushing you around anymore because your nervous system isn't trying to escape the discomfort. It's steady, focused, quiet. That's when you know you've started to graduate. You're not chasing the dream anymore. You're becoming the trader who can handle it. And yeah, it's not flashy, but quiet consistency is what pays the bills. That's what makes trading sustainable. You stop burning out. You stop second guessing. You stop needing big wins to feel good about yourself. You just show up, stick to your edge, and then let the numbers take care of themselves. The best part: mindset isn't just good for trading, it's good for life. Less pressure, more clarity, more control. And that's how you win without forcing anything. Thanks.